In this video, the battle of the two 360 drones, the Antigravity A1 versus the DJI Avata 360. Which one is the best 360 drone? Let's do a full comparison. So I love using 360 cameras. I use them all the time. They offer you unlimited angles, capturing everything 360, and the simplicity that you just hit record, it's capturing everything, and then you can reframe later. So when Antigravity came out with the A1 360 drone, the first 360 drone we've ever seen, this was a big deal. However, it didn't take DJI long to come out with their own 360 drone, the Avata 360, and a lot of people, including me, thought this would be their answer to the Antigravity A1. But as you'll find throughout this video, they're not that similar. So we're going to break it down into these categories and see which one of these drones you should get. Now the camera quality is the first thing people are going to be talking about. So the Avata 360, this has 1/1.1 inch sensors, can shoot up to 8K 60, and the A1, this has 1/1.28 inch sensors and can shoot up to 8K 30. And both of these drones have got cameras at the top and bottom, allowing you to get that full 360 view. Now with 360 cameras, and especially on drones, if you was to scratch or crack these lenses, it's game over. You're going to see that on all of your footage. But what's great about both of these drones is that if you get a crack or a scratch on these, they just screw off. You can get a replaceable lens kit, you screw a new one back on, and you're good to go. However, the biggest difference in terms of video quality is that the Avata 360 has 10-bit, the Antigravity is 8-bit. Now in terms of data, the Avata 360 captures 1 billion colors compared to 16 million on the A1. So you do get a nicer image on the Avata 360. And the Avata 360 also has a D-Log-M color profile. So it's going to protect the highlights and shadows, and then you can then color grade it, add your own LUTs, and you do get a really nice image coming out of this. Whereas the A1, it doesn't have that flat profile. If you're a beginner, that probably doesn't matter to you, but I know a lot of advanced drone pilots will want a flat profile. So to put the video quality to the test, I'm going to put some side-by-side shots on first, and just for fun, for the first few shots, I'm going to have this as a blind test. So have a look on here and see if you can tell any noticeable difference, and then I'll put which one which is. See what you think. So neither of these are bad, but the Avata 360 definitely has the edge in terms of spec and video quality, so first point to DJI. Now price is definitely going to be a big factor in terms of which one of these drones to get, but for me, I personally wouldn't say get one of these as your first or your only drone. You see, now that these drones are going to have the video quality, ease of use or size ability as say the DJI Mini 5 Pro, so I would say if you're after your first ever drone or just want one drone, this is the main one to get. And then these two here are that fun drone, the experience, something which you just simply can't get on a cinematic drone like this, that 360 view, unlimited angles. These offer something completely unique. So you can actually pick up the Avata 360 from $719, which is a fantastic price. However, if you're going to get this, I would highly recommend you need to get the Fly More combo, and I'll come on to my reasons why. But what's also great about the Avata 360 is that you can pick up this drone literally as it is here, drone only. So if you already have an RC2 controller or the goggles, you can buy just this for under $500, which is a fantastic price and a good thing here that DJI are doing. Now the Antigravity A1, this starts at $1,279 for one battery, or if you want extra batteries as a bundle, it's $1,519. Now they don't do a drone only option because the accessories for this haven't been around for a while like they have on the Avata 360. but it is also up to 20% off. So if you after this would be a good time to go and get it. However, based on a price comparison, because this offers more options and it is a cheaper price point, based on just price alone, the DJI wins. But we'll come to the next few categories where we might see, is the price of the Antigravity A1 worth it? Now, if you could do me a favor, comparisons like this, they take forever to create. So if you just hit that like button, it does help me out a lot. And if you do enjoy tech and drone content, there's so much coming out in the next few months. So if you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and if you hit the notification bell, you'll get alerted every time I post a video. Thanks a lot. Now, because these drones are 360, the experience is the #1 advantage to them. They make fantastic travel drones. Because it's capturing everything 360, you don't have to worry about getting those shots, those drone moves. It's capturing everything 360. These are unmatched in terms of flexibility and creativity. The angles that you can get from this are literally unlimited. So all you have to do is fly these drones in the most basic, simplistic of ways. For example, this shot here, I literally just flew the drone straight forward through this abandoned building, and then afterwards in the editing, all I did was selected 2 keyframes, one at the start and one at the end, and then once I played that back, I got this shot of the drone flying through this building, and then as it continued flying towards the end, I was then able to rotate that camera with those 2 keyframes and get a cool shot like this. Took about 10 seconds, really simplistic. Now, in terms of keyframes and doing all this editing, you can get super advanced and do all of these different moves. Now, I don't tend to do that because I want to use these drones like I use cinematic drones. I don't want to be spending hours editing that footage afterwards. I want it to have it nice and easy to use. So most of the time, like these examples on the screen, these are just using 1, 2, maybe 3 different keyframes. So each actual edit is only taking me about 30 seconds to a minute for every single clip. And this shot here in the Avata 360, so I flew over this mountain, and then as I got to the edge, I just lowered that altitude. Super simple to do, anybody can do this. And then afterwards, I go into the DJI Studio app, I just add a keyframe at the start, and then I rotate the camera angle, add a couple more keyframes, and then get a shot like this. But when flying these drones, the goggles give you that immersive view, and for me, this is the best experience. So you turn your head and you get that full 360 view that never stops. It's just like that feeling of a bird in the sky. Unlike fixed view screens on the Avata 2 and FPV drones, you get a full 360 view. So you can go to a location like this, you can look around and you can look down and go, I'm on top of a volcano. It's absolutely fantastic. You have to try it. And one of the best things I like to do, like I've mentioned before, is go to cool locations, put the goggles on and actually experience what it is like to be a bird in the sky in that location. Now, I touched on the editing experience there, and both are great. Now, I don't know who inspired who, but the Antigravity and the DJI Studio app, they're pretty much identical there, just like a few different colors and font changes. But overall, the ability to edit your 360 footage now has got so much easier than it was years ago, where it was really time consuming and just a pain to do. Now it's super simple. So as I mentioned, I'm just adding 1 or 2 keyframes into each one of these clips and I can get shots like this. So both of these drones have studio apps on the phone, so you can get your clips that you've created like on here, and I can just drag my finger around to change the angle. I can drop a keyframe on, I can then swipe forward a little bit to this view here, I can change the view, I can hit another keyframe, and that is it, dead easy. So both of these drones have fantastic editing apps, both on your phone and desktop. But I would say because the Antigravity is co-engineered into 360, they have had years of experience to get their 360 cameras to the software level it's at. And because the Antigravity is kind of sharing this, the software, I would say, has the edge over the DJI. And if you don't want to edit any of your footage, both have software where you can literally just let the AI editor do it all for you. So you just select the clips, you click on Auto Edit AI, and it will edit those clips for you. And again, the Antigravity, in terms of using these and my experience over the last few months, the software for the AI editor is a lot better. And then Signal, I took both of these drones to this location. I flew them to the other side of the lake. Neither of the transmission cut out. Both of the signal was really nice and strong. So in terms of signal quality, both are great as well. Because both of these drones offer really unique experiences, they're both great in their own ways and also extremely similar, I'm going to put this as a tie. Let's talk about how you fly these and controllers. So the Antigravity has their motion controller. Really cool, nice and lightweight, customized buttons on the top of it. And to fly this, all you do is pull the trigger and you just move your arm around. But you can go into the settings and actually select FPV mode. Now that's what I do, that's what I fly in all the time. And everyone I've actually told say, yeah, I prefer that as well. So make sure if you get this drone, switch it to FPV mode, it's a lot better. And then all you do is just twist your wrist. So if you want to go left, you just twist it left, right, up and down. Really nice controller, and that's how you control the Antigravity A1. Now DJI have their motion controller, again really nice and lightweight, customized buttons on the top of it, and again what you do is you pull the trigger to go forwards, but this also has the ability to go backwards by pushing forward, and then again you just turn left, right, up and down to control that drone. But it doesn't stop there on the Avata 360, so this also has the ability to be used with a RC controller. So the RC2, great controller, built-in screen, external antennas on the top of it, and you can get this as a combo, so it comes with the Avata 360 and the RC2. So therefore, you don't have to wear goggles. You can literally just take this off and you can fly this like a normal cinematic drone, but it's capturing everything 360. So if you just want to get a quick shot, you're not too bothered about getting all nice immersed in them goggles, then this is a great option that they also have. They also have the option to use the Avata 360 with their FPV controller. So you can fly this with the goggles. So if you don't want to fly this in FPV mode with the motion controller, you can use the DJI FPV controller, a really great controller. Just note, you can't use this in manual mode. It is just normal and sports. So all of these controllers are great, but because we have more options on the DJI Avata 360, point here in terms of controllers. Now if we look here at the size of it, the Avata 360 is much bigger. It's bigger than the Avata 2. It weighs 455 grams compared to 249 grams on the Antigravity A1. So depending where you're going to be flying this, you're going to have a lot more restrictions and less freedom and flexibility where you fly the Avata 360. It's what makes mini drones under 250 grams really popular, because you can fly them in more places without the need of potential drone exams. This folds down into a really small compact drone, so you can take this with you really nice and easily. You could fit this in a pocket, fit it in your drone bag, not a problem to transport this whatsoever. Whereas the Avata 360, it is a lot bigger, not convenient to take with you. It doesn't fold down, and unless you use the DJI Fly More combo bag, this won't fit in majority of tech photo bags. I've had to customize my backpack just to fit this in, so taking this is definitely more hassle. The Avata 360 is also louder in the air. If we look at the decibel levels of both of these, you'll see that the Avata 360 certainly has a unique and louder noise. Which means if you want a drone that's going to be more discreet, not have as much attention on you, the Antigravity is better. Just from flying these drones in the last 3 months, if I want to get a 360 shot, I certainly have to think about and plan more just to take this drone with me because of its size. If this folded down, it'd be a different story. But because it doesn't, and because of that weight, I prefer to take this one. So size and convenience, Antigravity is the winner. Now onto battery life. The Avata 360 comes with a new 2700 milliamp battery, giving you 23 minutes of flight time. But in real world, because of the design of this, you get about 15 to 16 minutes tops of battery life, which is why I said if you're going to get the Avata 360, you have to get the Fly More combo. You need 3 batteries to be able to fly this as a minimum, I would say. 1 battery, 15 minutes, it's not great. And I would say out of everything to do with the Avata 360, this is the biggest downside in terms of battery life. It does drain battery really quick. Now the Antigravity A1 has 2 battery options, a standard and a high capacity. So the standard battery, this is going to get you 24 minutes of flight time. And again, in real world use, it gets about 18 to 20 minutes of flight time on one battery. If you use the high capacity battery, this is rated up to 39 minutes of battery, and I get about 34. It's actually pretty accurate on here. It's really good to use. But just note that if you do use this battery, it's going to put the drone over 250 grams. But in terms of battery life, the Avata 360, not great on battery. Point here to the A1. So for the most immersive experience, flying it with the goggles is the best way. DJI, first of all, you can fly this with the Goggles 3 and the Goggles N3. Now the DJI Goggles 3 are slimmer, they are lighter, and they also have better quality screens. However, you can't get the Goggles 3 as a combo pack with the Avata 360. You have to buy these separately. They're about $580 unless you can find them used. So whilst these are great goggles, they are an additional cost you're going to have to pick up. So the FPV goggles that come with the Avata 360 are the Goggles N3. So as you can see, these are much bigger, bulkier. Now they have on the inside here two 3.5 inch 1080p screens. They do have a built-in battery, which is good, but just for the overall size of these, they are pretty bulky to travel with. Now a lot of the bulk to these glasses is this front section here, and that's because you can actually wear these goggles with glasses. Now when you have these goggles on, you can look left, right, up or down and get this full 360 immersive view. It is really good. Just note you do have to go into the settings and you actually have to select to head tracking to be turned on for that feature to work. Now the Avata 360 comes with these really futuristic white goggles, 340 grams, but it does have a separate battery that you have to wear around your neck. So whilst it does take some of the weight off the actual goggles, it just means you have to constantly have this attached for these goggles to work. Now you can also wear these with glasses, but the actual screens, these are now micro OLED, so much better quality screens out of here. Everything that you're looking at through that live preview is really nice and sharp, much better quality than on that Goggles N3. The screen quality actually on here is absolutely fantastic. Compared to say maybe any other FPV goggles, any of the Avata goggles, this absolutely hands down is the best I've ever used. Now you've also got these screens as well. So one of them actually shows you some information. So say it's doing like a firmware update, rather than looking in here, you actually get a display on the outside telling you about this information. And then the other screen actually mirrors what you're seeing through these goggles. So say you've got a friend with you, you're flying the drone, but they can see exactly what you can see through this outside screen. And you don't have to do anything in the settings. As soon as you turn the A1 drone on, this goes into that 360 view. So you can just look around and get that full 360 immersion. So in terms of goggles, even compared to the optional Goggles 3, the Antigravity goggles are the winners here. So if we tally those categories up, we have a tie. So a lot to get through there, and I hope it showed you that whilst both of these drones are great, they offer advantages in different ways. You want a 360 drone that's still under 250 grams, super nice and easy to use with fantastic goggles, go for the Antigravity A1. If camera quality and price are more important to you, and you're happy about the extra weight and maybe not as easy and convenient to take around with you, then go for the DJI Avata 360. When you look at these drones, you think they are the same, just one's DJI, one is Antigravity. But really the only similarity between both of these is that they have 360 cameras on the front of them. So a lot to think about there if you are considering getting any of these drones. If you want to go and pick them up, I'm going to link them both at the top of the description. I do have that link for the Antigravity, an ongoing link there where you can get that free replaceable lens kit. So that comes free as part of checkout. Because this is new, it's just the standard price. But one point on availability for my fantastic USA viewers is just getting the Avata 360 is going to be a challenge, whereas the Antigravity A1, you can get this on their website, on Amazon. It's much easier to pick up. So I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Let me know in the comments down below which one of these drones would you pick up, and if you enjoyed this video, just do me a favor, this took forever to make, just hit that like button, it really does help out. Subscribe because I've got more videos coming out really soon. If you want to watch another one, I'll put it up here. See you in the next one.